Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. So I'm out here on my balcony again because it's cooler out here than inside. I don't want to run my air conditioner. So I want to spend as much time as I can outside after this voluntary lockdown. It was like house arrest. It really was. So today I was out walking and I'm trying to come up with some kind of outside activity that is not too hot. So I walked 1 hour, and when the sun goes down, then I'll go finish my walk. So one way I'm beating the heat and being cheap is, see my giant ice cubes I made? Yes. And I made my own iced tea. Organic black tea. This is good stuff. Then I made, let me see if I can show you. I have a baggie over it because of the horsefly issue. What I try to do, these may not look the best, you guys, but they really, really taste good. I try to make muffin tops on top of the stove. They're better baked, but I'm not baking in this heat. So I had stockpiled these, and so I just mixed them up with water. And, you know, I try to make a biscuit or a muffin. Biscuits would have been better, but this looked like a good flavor. And what I did is I made some lemon frosting, and all it was I used a little lard. It could have been margarine, but I'm using my lard up. Powdered sugar and lemon juice, and this is really good. So I'm being cheap. And then in what I bought, I wanted to mention this to you. This is candy that I bought half price. So what I'll do is I'll eat some of it, but some of it I could give away for Halloween. So I have some lollipops. So the idea is, oh yay, I forgot I bought these. I bought some M&Ms, 50% off. Probably, what they do is they take one out. So we'll have a package of M&Ms. And then I have some various, this one was like a various assortment of candy, you know. See, there's a bunch of different kinds of candy. So we'll have one of these. So this will save me money at Halloween. Here I don't get many trick-or-treaters, but some of the places I've lived, you know, I've needed hundreds of bags of candy. And it's really weird. I can't imagine anybody letting their kids go trick-or-treating in the coronavirus. But that's okay. I will eat my candy myself if I don't get any trick-or-treaters. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That is really a bad thought. I wouldn't let my kid go trick-or-treating, though, if I had a little kid. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll lower this a tiny bit. Okay, so now we can be out here together. And some of you know I bought these shirts for my cruise. And what I did was I was shopping for my retail business, and when I found something that I thought would be good for my cruise, I bought it. And this is one of the shirts. This is a Jones from New York City shirt, and I love it. But most likely this is a men's shirt. I could sell this cheap on eBay. So I want to encourage you guys to think about a little resale business. Okay. If any of you would like to buy some Carnival Cruise stock, is $17 and something cents a share, but actually I would wait until after after the second wave. If we get a second wave, it would be better then. So now let me try this. And I saved the crumbs too, you guys. Yes. Look. They started to crumble a little bit. I'll show you one close up. Yummy, yummy. Look. This is really good with that lemon frosting. I'm gonna be buying cake mixes and stuff for the stockpile. Good flavors like that praline cake mix and lemon and. I posted a video for you guys to see, and I told my son. Gigantic orbs are following me. Yesterday, in my video, there was a big orb up there. Okay, the ones that I've been spotting, and you might be thinking, you are a psycho. Okay, the ones I have been sighting were like, that was like 1/3 of it. So figure 2/3 more, a giant orb. And it is in my video yesterday. I posted at one point, it was like totally all over me. And yesterday, one was in front of me in Target, and it was like, it hit me, and I go, oh my gosh, you know, what is going on? Some kind of solar attack? So I want to encourage you guys, these are my solar shields. I am not leaving this place without, see how they guard everything? First of all, they're so dark you can barely see them, but if these orbs are around, that is fine. I would gladly be wearing my solar shields. New, these are about $8. I sell them at the swap meet. I will be going back to the swap meet as soon as I can carefully do so. Now let's see if these M&Ms are all melted. No, they're fine. Look. So, you know, a cheapskate, one smashed. See, this is a problem. This is a problem when you buy stuff on sale. I will eat them, but I don't want to give these particular candies away for Halloween. That's rude. Especially if some little kid got to go trick-or-treating. So giant orbs were following me yesterday. 2 of them. One out here and one was in front of Target. In front of me and not too high up either. So be on alert for solar attacks. Not sure what that was. These are good. Do you guys ever Hawaiian punch toffee? Yummy, yummy. Okay. I really enjoy sweets because when I was young, oh, I think I'm getting some leaves on my tomato plant. New ones, look. Look at that, you guys. Now that's big news. Okay. When I was young, I would not touch sugar because that would ruin my figure. At this time in life, I don't really care, just as long as I'm not too obese. Okay, 24-Hour Fitness has contacted us that they have gone bankrupt, and if you wish to get any of your money back, you have to take them to court. Good luck on that, you know. You might as well just figure that as money gone down south. 24-Hour Fitness has gone belly up. At least one, you know, we were in. Okay, so now I want to talk to you guys about brainstorming the new normal. Okay, when you're brainstorming, you're like picking a topic or a subject, and so you're just coming up with everything you can think of. And that is the issue. And you go on and on and on, and you get a big headache, but eventually you kind of come to some conclusions. Usually you do this with family, friends, and people at work, but now you can do that by watching YouTube. So what I do is at night I watch YouTube because I'm an insomniac. Somebody asked me, where do I get this stuff? Some of my content, and I have been this way all my life. I will be collecting information, sometimes for years on end, on a certain subject. Do you remember my nursing, right? Believe it or not, I don't consider all those years of nursing wasted time. Okay, so now to discuss brainstorming in the new normal way. So you're watching these YouTube videos, and they're giving their opinion, and you're thinking, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, some of that seems kind of legitimate, but not entirely. And you go on and on. I watch the religious ones. It's the end of the world. Christ is coming. I don't think this is the end of the world. I don't think Christ is coming yet. They say he's coming soon. The church is going to be raptured. I wouldn't bank on that. I would prepare for my future. But I do watch them and I do listen to their predictions, and I take heed on some of it. Mostly on a religious topic, I go by the Bible, and so if they start swaying away from that, then I won't listen to them. Okay, so we're saying to ourselves, wow, what's going on here? We could be hit by a second deadly wave. We could be hit by a recession. We could be hit by, all this stuff could happen. Oh my gosh, this, that, and you go on. And this has been going on pretty much since the first of the year. So I finally found a video that I think pretty much sums it up that I agree with. Economist who predicted the last financial crisis warns of coming Great Depression. Okay, it's not like one of these things we're doomed. What he was the economist during the Clinton administration. And what he said makes sense. For one thing, you can look back historically, like say during the Clinton administration, and you can apply that to what's going on today. No, we didn't have a pandemic. I was about 32 during those years. You figure it's about 30-something years ago. And those were not easy times. You may remember Hillary, get a job, get a better job. That wasn't because people had all kinds of good jobs, right? And so what the guy says, and I agree, and so I got myself a little diagram for us to discuss. This is a V recovery. Okay, it shows a sharp decline, and it's hitting at a point here, and then, a V, or else a square root. Think about it that way. $2, $4, $8, $64. Would that happen? Possibly. I don't think so, and he doesn't think so either. But some people are predicting a V recovery. They're propping up the economy with bailouts. Some of these businesses, these small businesses, have been given between $100,000 and $300,000 to prop themselves up. The problem is, it's also probably, in my opinion, propping up the real estate, because you can't just hang on to the money because there's the zero interest type thing. So what they're doing is they're buying houses. So what this is doing is it's taking the houses. Most likely a lot of people will default. If you haven't been paying your mortgage and then they have given you 6 more months, there is a fat chance you are going to catch up. So what's going to happen is these investors, most likely the banks, are going to be able to snap up this property for pennies on the dollar. Also, these people that have been given these bailouts are given buying power to buy up these properties to pacify the banks. So it props up the real estate, it props up banking, it props up the economy, and it looks like things are okay because nobody wants to invest in the stock market. I mean, they want to, but they want to wait until it gets to the lowest possible point. So a lot of us are saying it's unlikely that if you have been able to go, you've been unable to work, you're going to be able to go back to work and make up for the months you weren't able to work. March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months, and you have September, October, November, and December. So basically you would have to work 150% harder just to get to the point where you couldn't work. And that's probably not going to happen. But what he says could happen, and let's pray to God it does happen. The American people have learned their lesson, and we would get a U-shaped recovery. So there's some low points here, but then it would go up this way. This could happen if you spend less and you save more. And there's going to be debt defaults, lots of them. So like if you're not a wealthy person, what you want to do is you want to slash your spending down to nothing and save as much money as you can. So you might be thinking, well, you know, I can't do that. I don't have any money. Well, what you're going to have to do is investigate how you could slash your expenses, like motorhomes, like garages, like sharing, you know, to slash your expenses and save more. Because that brings us to the next scenario, which would be an L-shaped recovery. An L-shaped recovery, and he's saying this will happen, is you have your sharp decline and then there's no upward. And this would be a depression. And he's saying this will happen later in the decade. So now, if you know, the Great Depression, I think, lasted 10 years. And they're predicting the grand solar minimum will last 11 years. So, okay, so China has had some devastating rain. And a lot of people might say, well, it's kind of like what you send out returns. Like you infected the entire world with the corona, and now, you know, it's coming back on you. Or you could be saying to yourself, uh-oh, evidence of the grand solar minimum. More rain, more cold weather, more weather events, and this could lead us into an inability to harvest crops and grow food, which could lead to a depression, to a famine. That would be really bad if an L shape. And this man, who was the advisor to the Clinton administration, and the Clintons were pretty sharp, you know, you have to admit that. I remember one time I got a Pell Grant that President Clinton issued, and it really saved my life, really. But, you know, if you're having to rely on Pels, that doesn't indicate that things are really good either. Okay, so now he makes another point that I agree with. In our world now, they can't really invade us. Remember the dreams? I saw Russian and I saw Chinese attacking the U.S. Well, what he's saying, which I think makes a whole lot of sense, is we're still going to be warring. You know, the trade war is no joke. And so we could expect cyber attacks. We've seen that the Chinese are aggressive at trying to steal everything. Economic attacks, you know, closing us down so we can't work. Disaster fraudsters, those have nothing to do with attacks, but they do create all kinds of mischief and problems. Inflation moving to hyperinflation, leading to a depression. So our best defense, if you're not wealthy, if you're not getting any huge amounts of money from the government, is, and this is the best thing for all of us, for the country at large. If we want to weather the storm, this is what has to happen. We have to spend less and save more. Basically, not spend less, don't spend, and save your money to get through the hard times. Like, prepare for a depression. If you knew a depression was coming, you would want to prepare. Solar attacks. That's why when I saw those two orbs, I go, oh, what the hell is this? Is this some kind of solar attack? Possibly it was a solar attack on Target, who knows, that followed me home. I don't know. It could be some kind of electron density. Things could create those, like the 5G or whatever, who knows. Insects and famines. So insects are really bad. One of the troublesome things in China is they have the wheat root rot on their wheat, and now they have some moths, like caterpillars, and those look like they were on the corn. And then they have like huge swarms of locusts, and those come after the heavy rains. So basically, they have problems with insects. So we have a lot of rain, that has hit our country too. And I just want to say everyone should have medicinal charcoal. And and it's not briquettes, it's charcoal, and you make it into a paste and you put it on an insect bite. As soon as I get some, I will show you, to save your life. And also all kinds of insect repellents should be had. Okay, so a financial crisis, a coming Great Depression. That could happen. Hopefully not. Hopefully all the Americans are saying, oh, are you kidding me? I'm not spending any money. So now I have a few inputs and then I'm done for this. Okay, so now, most important thing to do is stockpile food. I don't agree with running out and spending all of your money on buying food, because then you're not saving your money. Your money might save your life. It might give you the ability to evacuate. Number 2, stop spending. Just don't spend any money. There's this poor guy. I see him at the shopping center. He's kind of young. And, he asked me for $1. And so what I'm trying to do is get these lists together of places you can go. And he told me he got $20 the day before. I mean, if I told him, you should just keep doing what you're doing. If you can get $20 and you can get $10, maybe you can get by. Nobody wants to resort to that, but compared to starvation, and find out where the food banks are. Like, if you barely have any money, don't spend your last dollar on food. Go to the food banks and eat that food. Go to the food pantries, the churches, the Adventist church here, all of them disperse food. Save as much as you can. If you don't have any money to speak of, the only way you can save money is to maybe earn a tiny bit of extra money. I mean, even $30 a week at the swap meet. The problem with that is it costs you $30 to get in. But at one of the swap meets here, I don't know if they're open yet. I'm not going right now, but if I was starving, I would make some effort. Okay, number 4, work as many jobs as you can. So if you don't have a job, get a job, any job, and then get another job. I used to work 3 jobs at once. And so we go back to Hillary, get a job, get a better job, and then I say get more than one job. And so what you want to say, you don't want to say, can I do it? You want to say, I will do it. My survival might depend on it. Also, it sets a good example for your kids how to get through really bad times. Okay, you guys, please like, comment. Oh, and thanks for all the great comments. They were really good. And God bless you all.